heart of Atlanta. Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
We never forget our baseball heroes who live forever in the highlight reels. But on Memorial Day, baseball remembers America's heroes. Those who stood a post, defended a nation, carried the flag, and fought and died for freedom. The best of America's pastime salutes the greatest of Americans who made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. Baseball remembers our nation's true heroes. This Memorial Day, the Atlanta Braves and Bally Sports honor all who serve. Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia for Memorial Day Baseball. Braves Baseball presented by Truist. We honor the men and women in our armed forces and those who made the ultimate sacrifice on Memorial Day 2021. As the Braves, with a big crowd on hand tonight, start a very important homestand with the Washington Nationals. But first, let's enjoy our national anthem as presented by Timothy Miller.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Wonderful way to start this day of memories in Atlanta. It's the Braves, it's the Nationals. Jeff Francoeur joins me in a moment to set up the series and the homestand from Truist Park after this. Crowd on hand for our series starter with the Washington Nationals, and this Memorial Day broadcast is presented by USAA. Remarkable ceremony before the game, and as you enjoy Braves baseball, hope you too will pause and reflect on those who sacrificed so much for all of us. Chip Caray, Jeff Francoeur back at the ballpark. Partner, it's been a while. The Braves have played one game in the last 4 days, and if there's a benefit to all of these rainouts for Atlanta, it looks like on this very important homestand, the Braves pitching staff will line up absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, well, they got a chance to kind of readjust, do what they wanted to do for these next 7 games. As you said, with only playing one game in the last 4, they have the ability now, as you see, go Charlie Morton, Max Fried, Drew Smyly, Ian Anderson looking to bounce back from his game Saturday night in New York. And then what that does is with the weekend series, you're going to have someone start Friday night, and we would imagine Charlie Morton comes back Saturday, and your ace Max Fried comes back Sunday against the Dodgers. So as you said, starting pitching's been very good. Now they're lined up for the next 7. Braves need a big homestand.
And they need to get off to a good start against the Nationals, whom they've dominated, winning 5 of the first 6 games head-to-head this year. Hopefully that's a trend that will continue on this Memorial Day 2021. Charlie Morton's got the ball against Joe Ross. We'll get things started here at Truist Park right after the break.
Your Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. Your local Ford dealer. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
It is a beautiful evening in Atlanta. Game time temperature 77 degrees. Gentle breeze blowing out toward the Chop House as the Braves welcome the Washington Nationals to town. The Nationals have lost their last 4 games in a row. They're in last place in the division, 6 games behind the New York Mets. In fact, during their losing streak of 4 games, they've scored a grand total of 3 runs. Jeff, they've scored 9 runs in their last 6 games. Not at all what Davey Martinez expected out of his Toyota starting lineup, but you do have to contend with Juan Soto. You know all about him. Josh Bell and Schwarber are starting to hit the ball a lot better. But obviously the engine that makes them go is Trey Turner. We know historically how tough it's been for the Braves to retire him. You want to win the series, you got to control him at the top of the order.
Yeah, and take away the last couple games. The strength of this team's been that starting rotation for 3 weeks. But as you said, look, you got the batting champion in Soto last year, Trey Turner. They still got some numbers, and they want to come in here and play well against the Braves.
And the Braves, quite frankly, could use some good fortune as well. They've dropped their last 2 games. They're a game under 500 in the East, 2 games under 500 overall, and 3.5 games behind the first place Mets, who are out in the desert facing the Diamondbacks a little bit later on. Charlie Morton was brilliant last time out. Jeff, with that in mind, what are the 4 keys for victory for Atlanta tonight? For
him, the last 2 starts, we've seen how good his curveball is. Command that curve. It's been so good when in the zone. And look, we need length in this lineup. Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, 4 and 5 have been getting the job done. Braves were winning at home when they did that. Hopefully they can continue to stay hot.
Last start for Charlie was terrific. He beat the Red Sox. He's never lost at Fenway Park. 1 unearned run in 7 innings. And Jeff, if you told me that his line would be 7 innings of 3-hit ball after the first 2 innings, I'd have said you're crazy.
You heard Snit say I was hoping to get him through 5.
Yeah.
He ends up getting him through 7. And I think the one good positive sign for that is his curveball early on was off. He was able to withstand those 2 innings, hold them at bay. And in those 5 innings was the best we've seen him pitch all year. Curveball command was there, fastball command. Like we said, it's a big homestand. You got him for today versus the Dodgers, Max Fried tomorrow versus the Dodgers. It's a good chance for them to get a little healthy.
Here's Charlie's pitch arsenal. It's interesting, he uses his curveball more than he uses his 4-seam fastball. And it has been a devastatingly good pitch for him. League hitting 127 against Charlie Morton's curveball, 235 against the 4-seam.
Yeah, we've talked, though, 50% of Morton's Ks have come on that curveball, but he's so good at, really turning that curveball into 2-3 different pitches. He can get more 12-6, more side action. So for him, he feels comfortable throwing that pitch at any time.
Well, hopefully he will have another good night tonight. Braves have a different look in their lineup. Abraham Almonte, longtime Major League veteran who's played for a half-dozen big league clubs, makes his Braves debut tonight. You know all about Marcell Ozuna's situation. The injury certainly part of that. Almonte gets a crack after a red-hot run at Gwinnett.
Why not? He's been swinging out of the bat there in Gwinnett. If he's doing that well, bring him up, see if you can get some production. Eventually, they're going to have to figure out someone in left field. But right now, you know what? If he's swinging it, bring him up a couple weeks. As you said, he's got experience. He's got plenty of big league time.
31 years old, a switch hitter, hitting .403 at AAA. So we'll see how Almonte fares, hopefully in this first inning. But first things first, Trey Turner will lead off for the Nationals, hitting .311 on the season. And the first of the night is called a ball, says Tom Hallion. He's got the plate, and we're underway after a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 10 homers, 27 driven in for Trey Turner. So it's been a frustrating stretch of games for the Nationals. Turner has been their spark plug. 3 of his 10 homers have come against the Braves. And
almost all of his hits have come against the
Well, I was going to say, it's not for lack of trying. There just hasn't been a scouting report that works against this guy.
No, there's certain guys. You look at Freddie against the Nats, a lot of his numbers against those pitchers, he's done major damage. Sometimes you just have a team that you wear out. It doesn't matter who's throwing.
2 balls and a strike for Trey Turner, and fouled back and out of play. Charlie's back in the count. Something Davey Martinez has said about his club. He wants them more aggressive in fastball counts, especially early in the count. This is a good fastball hitting team, And he said part of the reason for the Nationals' offensive woes, they're letting too many hittable fastballs sail by.
Well, in this day and age, we talk about the amount of spin rate, the nasty off-speed pitches guys have. I don't blame them. Look, I think that's what has served the Braves offense so well the last 2-3 years. They're aggressive early in the count. If you get a first pitch heater and it's there, go.
Yeah, Braves one of the most aggressive first pitch hitting teams in baseball. In fact, the most aggressive. And there's the Uncle Charlie from Charlie Morton. He's off to a good start. A sweeping breaking ball. And Turner's out number 1.
Well, and that's the pitch you can tell, Chip. Charlie seems to be more and more comfortable. Look at the location on that. Starts off right above the kneecaps. And you get a swing and miss on Trey Turner like that, you know that ball's doing something.
So Charlie's off to a good start. Here's Josh Harrison, who's got hits in 11 of his last 15 games for Washington. .287 his season average. Talked a little bit about the hitting woes of Washington. They're a real outlier in Major League Baseball in this regard. They have almost as many hits as strikeouts this year. First, the 1-0 count on the ground left side. Dansby to his right, can't corral that. Harrison around first, big turn, slams on the brakes and is aboard with 1 out. So with that base hit, Washington now with 405 hits. And with Turner's strikeout, 409 punch-outs this year. In this day and age, that's an amazing ratio.
It is, and that's a ball, Dansby. Even if he gloves this, Chip, with the speed of Harrison, you're never getting a big first base. Not in the hole. And so here's a guy in Juan Soto. You want to keep him sleeping the next 4 days. 3 for his last 23 with 6 Ks in 7 games.
Didn't run out of ground ball the other day. Had to apologize for his team because he was so frustrated. A lot of helmet slams, a lot of bat spikes for Soto, who's not swinging the bat all that well right now. But you know the Braves bring out the best in him.
For sure. And you get the feeling this is probably, I think, the first time in his career where he's really gone into a slump like this. Especially the last year and a half since he's been one of the elite hitters.
7 hits in his last 10 games for Soto. Really strange to see him hitting in the 260s. This guy's one of the best hitters in the game.
I knew he was scuffling a little bit, and last night looking at the numbers a little bit, you know, while I was breaking down the team, you could see that.
Soto with 1 RBI against Atlanta pitching in the first 6 games. Braves have won 5 of them. And that sweeper missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. When this guy's right, he works a deep count, draws a lot of walks, and then just when you think you can sneak a fastball by you, bang, lightning bolts.
He's like Raleigh. He's one of the rare young hitters that can go the other way with not only base hits but for power.
Shift on for him, and Morton missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. Oh for 10. 3 strikeouts for Soto of late. They were just swept by the Milwaukee Brewers and their excellent pitching staff. And now up and away, 3 balls and a strike. Josh Bell, the switch hitting first baseman, waits on deck. One on, one out, opening inning here in Atlanta. That's a little low. It's ball 4. Morton and Contreras wanted that call, didn't get it. And 2 are on for Bell, the Nationals cleanup man.
Definitely ball low. I know he wanted that call.
So Bell's starting to heat up. When the Braves saw him in Washington, he was in the midst of an awful slide. Still not much to speak of average-wise. But 3 homers, 10 RBIs in his last 16 games, hitting .265 in May.
You knew he'd heat up
Yeah.
at some point.
This is the guy they thought they were getting from the Pirates when Mike Rizzo made the deal in December. So Morton out of the gates a little slowly here. Missed inside. Ball 1 for Josh Bell.
Well, they needed Bell to come around. With Ryan Zimmerman back this year, look, Zimmerman's only going to be as good as you can keep him healthy, keep him on the field, keep him rested. So with Bell starting to pick up the slack again, it's really helped Zimmerman out to me to be more effective.
Charlie could use a double play ball. And the curve missed. 2 balls, no strikes. This is kind of what happened in Boston. Control was in and out in the early inning. Got a double play in the first. Got a double play in the second. The only run he gave up was on a hit by pitch. And then finished the night retiring his final 13 hitters in order. And after the walk to Soto, he's gone 3-0 to Bell, and I would assume Bell's going to make him throw a strike. We'll see.
That's 7 balls in a row now.
Infield hit, base on balls, 3-0 count. Pitch. He was green light, and he drives that ball toward left. Almonte is there and makes the catch. Harrison thinks about a tag, but will not advance. So Bell got a chance to swing the bat. There's a break for Atlanta. 2 out.
You know, and I think that's where sometimes the games change a little bit. I get you got a strike. Even that, though, it was on the inner part, Chip. 7 balls in a row. And to me, now all of a sudden, you kind of erased that little pressure Charlie was feeling. And now 2 outs. Charlie's 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. And he's thrown 10 balls and only 7 strikes. So you got to feel like for him, that's got to be a big confidence boost.
But he's got to deal with Kyle Schwarber, who's heated up of late. He's knocked in 6 runs in his last 10 games. Schwarber, the Nationals left fielder. And he took a little off and dropped that in for a strike. To your point, he can make that breaking ball look like 2 or 3 different pitches. Two on, 2 out, no balls and a strike. The pitch. Fastball right there on the corner. 0-2. He's a strike away.
You see just these 2 pitches right here. All of a sudden he's got confidence again, like I said, after 7 pitches.
So Schwarber in a deep hole. 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes. And he came back to get him, blew him away with 97. Bookend strikeouts for Charlie Morton. Nationals failed to score in the first in Atlanta on Memorial Day. Failed to score in the first. Let's see if Atlanta can creep a game closer to within 500. It's always fun to see Ronald Acuna Jr. atop the Toyota starting lineup. Ronald's had a rough May. Looking forward to finishing this month on a high note. We'll get the debut at bats of Abraham Almonte in a Braves uniform. And they'll face off with Joe Ross. 2-4 on the year, Jeff. A 5.19 ERA.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because the 2 starts, he gave up 18 runs in 8 1/3. His other 7 starts, 2-2 with the 1.8. Threw pretty well against the Braves back on May 4th. Gave up 2 runs in 5 1/3. He's going to rely heavy on that fastball slider combo.
You'd love early runs against Ross. That's been tough for him this year. A 3-point ERA in the first 3 innings. After that, it's over 8. So we'll see how things turn out tonight. Ronald Acuna Jr. batting .210 in May. That's the bad news. Good news is you talk about productive hits. 7 home runs despite a .210 average this month.
I thought you were going to say it's the last day of May.
It is.
So Junie can get hot again.
Exactly. Well, start early. As a sinker in for a strike, it's 0-2 for Ronald Acuna. Freeman and Albies to follow here in the first inning. Braves score a ton of first inning runs, as you know, 44 of them to be exact. The pitch and a good cut, fouled back. It's still no balls, 2 strikes. Braves trying to finish this month with a winning record. They're 12-12 in May. Pretty remarkable considering all they've been through. And only 3.5 games behind the Mets. We start a road trip out west in Arizona. Tonight pitch is a check swing. Little roller right side. Might beat this out. Harrison bare hand. Throw to first. Not in time. And Acuna with an infield hit. Yes, you're safe, Ronald. And a good start to the Atlanta first.
Yeah, good way to start today. Just a little punch ground ball. Didn't hit it hard at all, but with them playing the shift, little check swing on a slider, he's able to beat this out. No problem.
If there's no shift, he's out by a step.
Out by 3 steps. I mean, Harrison did everything he could.
That's a heck of a play by Josh to make it as close as he did. So a chance for Acuna to run here, but beware of Yan Gomes behind the plate. An excellent catch and throw at catcher. Freddie Freeman stands in. Runner at first, shift on for him. Talked about the troubles the Braves have had in retiring Trey Turner. Historically, that's been the case for Washington against Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, he's hitting .417 with 2 homers against Joe Ross. And I think he's got 5 or 6 walks against him also.
I mean, Acuna back with a fingertip on that bag. That was close. Mark Ripperger is the first base umpire tonight. Castro moves over to the shortstop spot with Freeman up. He's got the whole left field line to play with if he chooses. And that's very concerned with Acuna and his speed at first. Ronald 6 out of 8 in stolen bases this year. And now the Nats switch defensively again. This time it's Castro on the first base side of the bag. Turner at the shortstop spot. And Freddie didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See if they switch again here. Why not?
I'd love to understand what the thought process is.
You're telling me.
1 ball, 1 strike. Short lead at first for Ronald. And way high, ball 2. Even the Braves have gotten a little more creative with their shifting. We saw that on the last road trip. It's been Austin Riley who's moved from third base into the rover spot.
And see, I've always liked that on the shift because my deal is you might as well keep Dansby's your best defender. Keep him at short. That's his natural position.
2 balls, 1 strike. And downstairs, the benefit for the Nationals with Harrison, with Castro and Turner, you have 3 guys who can play any spot on the infield defense. But it's just so odd to see with 1 pitch, Castro's at the shortstop spot, then they change immediately and leave Trey Turner.
My guess is they might have just forgot.
Could be.
I would think.
So hitters count for Freddie. Shadows across the infield. Pitch and missed badly inside. Braves have 2 on, nobody out. Ross Wilwakia, that's his 20th. In 43+ innings. Now Ozzy's the hitter.
And that's why I think they're the most dynamic 1-2 hitters in baseball. It's just the way they can. He got a meaningless check swing that he beats it out, and then he gets a walk. All of a sudden, you got first and second with Ozzy, Austin, and Dansby. You'll take your chances with that any day.
Ozzy has 5 hits against the Nationals with an RBI. A .242 average this month. Great chance for the Braves to strike first. And that's in for a corner caller. No balls and a strike. Again, bright sunshine over most of the outfield and the batter's eye. Shadows have now crept out toward the pitcher's mound. Might be a little tough to hit here in the first couple innings after a 5-10 start. The pitch is hammered foul. And Ozzie might have cracked his bat. I think he did. 0-2. See on the left chest of all the big league uniforms today, all on-field baseball personnel will wear the traditional Memorial Day red poppy with the "Lest We Forget" language. Right side of the caps have the stars and stripes. All this gear will be auctioned off to benefit charities supporting families impacted by the loss of a military loved one. So bravo for Major League Baseball. And of course, none of us forget. And those of us who are so fortunate to bring this game to you, those who have served our country and served us so well, we honor your service and thank you. Hope you are having a blessed Memorial Day today.
Well said.
Big leads at first and second. Pitch. And Ozzie is pushed off the plate. 2-2.
It's one of those dangerous at-bats for Joe Ross, because if he makes a certain pitch where he can on Ozzie, you can get him out. Problem is for him, his control's been a little spotty here, so if he misses down out over the plate, Ozzie will make him pay.
Way outside, full count. So like Charlie Morton in this first inning, Joe Ross having some command troubles. Morton got out of the soup in the top of the inning. Ross has thrown 14 pitches, 7 strikes, and Braves have a 3-2 count coming to Ozzie Albies. Braves sitting on 44 first inning runs this year, 16 homers. Austin Riley waits on deck. First, the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. It's high and away. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. Well, partner, just what the doctor ordered for Atlanta. Single and back-to-back walks.
Well, my 4 keys you saw 4 and 5. Well, we didn't know it'd be the first inning, but here they are with the chance to break this game open early.
Well, for a Braves offense, partner, that's been kind of up and down in May, it's been nothing but up for Austin Riley. .326 average with a .410 on base percentage, including 7 home runs.
There's been nothing wrong with his bat.
So Ross out of the stretch, bases loaded, nobody out. And taken high, ball 1.
The pitches aren't missing by much, but we saw Tom Hallion with Charlie Morton in the first. He's really calling it tight so far.
Braves have hit 7 grand slams this year, 6 of them this month. And Riley made him throw a strike, evens the count. 6 grand slams in 1 calendar month ties a major league record.
Hey, might as well set it right
Yeah.
there.
Now 1 day left.
Yeah.
Dansby Swanson is on deck. Bases are full of Braves in the first. Hot shot is caught at second, and everybody scrambles back to the bag. Riley tried to hit the ball the other way. Good pitch, good approach, bad luck, 1 out.
Yeah, got this ball in on him just a little bit, Chip, as you said. Good job trying to go the other way. Good base run by Freddie. Ozzie to get back. You see, just got in on the barrel. Wasn't able to extend those hands enough.
Dansby's had a good month. He's added 30 points to his batting average. You know how good Dansby has been in spots like this. See if he can pick up a big hit. And up and in, 1 ball, no strikes.
You talk about Dansby's road struggles sometimes, Chip. At home, he's 10 for his last 17 with 3 homers.
A Brave at every base, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good cut. As we said, Ross can be very tough in the first 3 innings. That said, you let him off the hook after loading the bases with nobody out, you squander a real great chance to get this crowd roaring in the early innings against your rivals from Washington. Ross ready. Here it is. Didn't get it. 1-2. That was a sinker that didn't sink.
No, it stayed up top of the zone at 95. It's about as hard as you'll see him throw, too.
Infield hit for Acuna. Back-to-back walks for Freeman, who's at second. Albies at first. Riley lined out. Now Swanson behind in the count. Driven in the air toward right. Soto going back to the track. He's going to have room. There's the catch. Acuna will tag and streak home. Freddie Freeman to third. Sac fly for Dansby Swanson, and the Braves score first. It's 1-0.
Well, good approach here. You get to 2 strikes, Chip. You know you got to get 1 at least here when loading the bases. He tries to sneak a fastball after getting 2 by him. Dansby does a good job of throwing the hands. And look, he gets that a little more on the barrel. That's that 7th grand slam you're talking about. That ball's carrying today. Took Soto all the way to the fence.
So on the play, Freeman tags and moves to third, and here's the Braves debut of Abraham Almonte. That's what he was doing in Gwinnett, and that's why he's here. Braves are playing a hot hand card here with Almonte getting the summons. Nice stop by Gomes to save a run. 1 ball, no strikes.
Look, as you said, he's got experience. So when you have a hot hand and it's a younger player, you never know sometimes how that translates. Well, with a guy like Almonte, he's been here. He's put up numbers in the big leagues before. I like the call. Generate a little offense, and he's got a great opportunity here to introduce himself to these Braves fans.
Almonte is a switch hitter whose last major league game came last September 15th with San Diego. The Braves are his 6th major league team. First and third, 1-0, 2 outs. And up and away. Ball 2. To make room on the Braves 40-man roster for Almonte, Atlanta had to transfer Huascar Ynoa to the 60-day injured list. Ynoa coming back from a broken hand, and he's still weeks away from a return. The pitch. And shaved off an edge. 2-1. Almonte's first major league action came in 2013 with Seattle. San Diego, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Arizona, his other big league stops. He's played all 3 outfield spots. The pitch. And he's in left field tonight. 3-1 the count.
You can tell Joe Ross having a tough time with that slider. Can't really seem to throw it for a strike or even down in the zone effectively. Here's a good chance. 3-1. Look at for fastball out over the plate, something to drive right back up the middle.
And he takes a walk. 3 walks in the inning, and they're loaded again. That's Jim Hickey, the former Tampa Bay and Cubs pitching coach, now with Washington, talking things over with Davey Martinez. And William Contreras, the Braves catcher, is going to come up. Let's see if Hickey makes a visit here. The answer is yes.
Well, and he's going out to talk to him to calm him down, but also, Chip, this is a dangerous matchup for him. You got a young hitter like Contreras who can be aggressive, You got Ross, who's walked 3 guys. He's probably having to remind him too. Don't just lay a fastball right in there, because Contreras can. We've seen the damage he can do, and he's aggressive.
So 27 pitches for Ross here in the first inning. Braves have 1 hit. They've had 4 base runners.
Well, sometimes you can let a guy bury himself like this early. And if you're Hickey and Martinez, you're sitting there thinking, man, this is not the way we wanted to start this series off with a 4-gamer.
And another chance for that 7th grand slam. Contreras, no hits in his last 13 tries. Let's see if he gets a first pitch fastball. Braves have the lead, 1-0 on a sac fly. Got the fastball down and away. Good spot. Braves are starting a stretch of 11 out of 14 games against the Eastern Division. The only respite, that series with the Dodgers this weekend. Pitch, swing, and a miss. 0-2. Well, what's he going to get 0-2? Let's find out, shall we?
I'd go fastball low and away, or that slider low and away. I just don't know if he's got the confidence to throw that slider right now.
Schwarber, Stevenson, and Soto. The Nationals outfield. The pitch is lined softly into left center field. That's down for a hit. That'll score 2. And Almonte all the way around to third. A 2-run single on an 0-2 count, and the Braves lead it 3-0.
That's the thing. Contreras, such a dangerous hitter, really aggressive. Here's an 0-2 pitch, Chip, that was off the plate. Slider off the plate. But he kept it up in the zone enough that Contreras, we've seen him do this a few times, where he goes out front, sticks that bat out. I think we saw him do it in Washington about 2-3 weeks ago.
I was going to say that really is a gift, to have the talent to be a good bad ball hitter.
It's great.
And that snaps his 0 for 13. Braves lead by 3. More 2-out magic for Atlanta, as they've scored 3 more first inning runs and have 47 of those on the year. Here's Heredia with 2 on 2 out.
The other thing that does is, Chip, when you got a guy on deck like Charlie Morton, who's a veteran pitcher, you give him 3 runs in the first, could totally change the dynamic and the confidence that he's going to have.
And for the Nationals, I would assume the exact opposite's true.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yep.
1 ball, no strikes for Guillermo Heredia, and he shoots one in the air to right, and Soto is there and makes the play. The Braves get 3 walks. They get 3 runs, and a big 2-out 2-strike hit from Contreras in the first.
Back on the bump with a 3-run lead as we head to the second. We've been discussing how good he's been in his last couple starts. 7 innings of 1-run ball in Boston. Prior to that, gave up just the 1 run to the Mets through 6, and that is why he's the topic of our Synovus greatness, made here, pitching to a 69 ERA through 13 innings, allowing just 5 hits, 2 walks, and striking out 17 in that span. And guys, I thought it was interesting after his last start in Boston. He said what impressed him the most is that he went deeper in the ballgame and got stronger. Of course, had to get out of a couple of early jams there. And he said, but in the 3rd inning, he and William really settled in, and he goes, it might have been the best job I've done mixing pitches and, you know, not falling into patterns. And the mechanics, Jeff, you were talking about those, trying to get more linear towards home plate, and it's allowed him to find the shape of that curveball, he said. So just that energy and movement headed towards home plate. Continue to keep an eye on that tonight.
Yeah, Cal, and you think about it, he got out of those first 2 innings and jams. Braves gave him 2 runs to give him that lead in the 3rd. He went 1 batter over the minimum in the next 5 innings. Same kind of deal here. Struggled a little in the first, got out of it. Braves give him the lead. Look for an ace like this to come out and shut it down.
Unless you think that Charlie was worried about straining his shoulder, patting himself on the back. That's not at all his personality. He is one of the most introspective and self-analytical quotes after a performance of any big league guy I've been around. He will tell you when things don't go well and why, and when things do go well, he has a very ready reason for it. And Kelly hit it on the button. He had command of everything.
Yeah, I remember right away the second game of the season in Philly. If you remember, he hit Gene Segura that time deep in the, and then he gave up a couple bloops. But Chip, instead of blaming that, he talked about how he hit Segura, hit the other guy, and said, "I got to do a better job."
Yeah, even a pitch that he didn't hit a batter. It was a ball 4, I think.
It was. He walked the guy and hit a guy.
So love the honesty, love the frankness with which Charlie Morton describes what he's trying to do and what happens after one of his assignments for the Braves. Broken bat, sawed him right off. Riley avoids the bat, throws a strike to first. Nice play. Castro is out number 1.
Yeah, darn right. Nice play. That bat was flying right at Austin Riley's feet. Did a good job of staying with it. See, curveball kind of backed up a little bit. Watch this. See Austin kind of hop over to the side.
He's getting congratulated by Adam Beck, the third base umpire. Nice play, kid. It was. As Yan Gomes is the hitter. Gomes has been a pest. 4 hits, including a homer against the Braves. And Morton delivers a strike to the Nationals catcher, the 7th place hitter, as Atlanta leads 3-0 after 1. He is bringing it, folks. 96, and it's easy.
You go back when Josh Bell swung at that 3-0 pitch. Ever since then, Charlie came back and absolutely blew Schwarber's doors off with 3 heaters. And now he's come out throwing strikes this inning.
Did you see that? Charlie Morton threw the baseball in and Gomes bunted it. Might be the only way he gets on. The way Charlie's dealing early. No balls, 2 strikes. Little pop out of play. It's still 0-2. One other break the Braves get with all the rainouts, as Jeff mentioned and mentioned so well in our opening comments. Atlanta gets to set their rotation for this 7-game homestand. We also miss Jacob deGrom in New York, and we miss Max Scherzer, who pitched yesterday. This one on the ground in the shift. Ozzy's got it, loads up and throws a strike. 2 out. And for a team that's, again, Jeff, looking to get traction. I mean, the Braves have been at 500 4 times. You'll take any kind of help you can, missing aces like that.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, why not? But you know, for the Braves, I was thinking sometimes, what are they, 0-4 against the Mets this year, I think? Or did we win that one game at home? Yeah,
1-4.
1-4.
I think 1-3. Excuse me.
1-3.
1-3. Yeah.
I was thinking sometimes if facing deGrom like that for the Braves is what they need. They win those type games.
That's sure easy for us to say.
I'm serious. So they do.
Well, as a fan, it's disappointing to not see deGrom pitch.
Yeah, you can pitch tonight. You can tune in when you get home.
Yeah, right.
They're out in the desert, right?
And with Arizona, Diamondbacks finally snapped their long losing streak, beating the Cardinals yesterday.
I'll buy you the package with that TV we're getting.
Well, I've got it. I've got it. Don't you worry about that. Arizona has lost 22 of 25 games. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. 3 strikeouts for Charlie Morton. Shutdown inning as the Braves look to extend their lead. Bally Sports honors the fallen on Memorial Day 2021. As Memorial Day baseball in Atlanta is presented by Truist. That member of the United States Marine Corps standing guard over an empty seat here in Atlanta. representing POWs and MIAs here in Atlanta. What a solemn and sacred duty that is. And again, as we celebrate all the blessings of America and our national pastime, hope you will think about those who can't be here. And we are glad you are. As Charlie Morton leads off the second inning, Morton 2 for 11 at the plate and takes a strike.
Other thing for Charlie, nice quick inning, Chip. Not too many pitches. Which, if you're Dave Martinez now from Joe Ross, I mean, that's what, look, I know you're down 3-0, but he's got to get some length out of him.
What, he threw 32 in the first inning? 0-2 pitch. And Morton is retired on strikes. Tom Hallion, my favorite home plate umpire. Love his strike 3 call as he rings up Charlie Morton. It's time for our Zaxby's indescribably good play. Ronald Acuna Jr. Jeff scored the game's first run.
And you see what he's done against the NL East this year. No other players hit more home runs in his own division in the National League. He's got 3 homers and 5 ribbies in 6 games versus Washington so far this year.
Anytime we face the Nationals, it is so fun to think about the head-to-head comparisons of Ronald Acuna Jr. and Juan Soto and where their careers are going to take them over the next decade. 2 great players. As Ronald's a little late, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Made me think of Tom Hallion when you're talking about the great strike 3 call he has when someone gets caught looking. I still remember he called Steven Strasburg's first game in Washington when they had it on ESPN, I think, and it was versus the Pirates, and he struck out 14 or whatever. I think Tom Hallion, you know, he knew he had a national audience that night, man. I think he punched 7 guys out looking. He was jacked.
He was looking for a chiropractor's endorsement.
Yeah, Melky Cabrera in Kansas City one time, I remember, turned around to watch him ring him up.
Did he really?
And then he gave him the thumbs up.
Oh, it's the best. 2 balls and a strike. In the air, that's wallop to right. Soto's gonna turn. That ball is long gone. Home run number 16 for Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves are pouring it on.
Chip, he might have heard you talk about only hitting .210 in May and wants to finish at about .240. God, this is a good sign here when you see him line a ball to right center.
390 feet. That gives Acuna the home run lead all by himself in the National League. He was tied with Tatis of the Padres. And that ties Acuna with Adolis Garcia and Vlad Guerrero Jr., who have 16 over in the American League. So it's 4-0 Atlanta as Freeman swings and misses. 0-2 the count.
Well, now in 7 games, Ronald has 4 home runs and 6 RBIs this year.
So it's 4-0 Braves, and Freddie, a cue shot, rolls foul toward the Braves dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Shift on for Freddie Freeman with 1 out. And that's out of play foul. Not sure if Kevin Seitzer is back in uniform in the Braves dugout. During the last homestand, he had hip replacement surgery.
He's got to like what he's seen so far. Yeah, I know he didn't make the road trip, so this is his first day back. Good start for him.
Great to have Seitz back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Oh, that was close. Change up, evens the count. So Jose Castro, Bobby Magalhaes, and Chipper Jones. We're all busy in Kevin's absence. But his Chargers off to a rip-roaring start. 4 runs, 3 hits. And Freddie's retired. He's 0 for 1. And the second out of the inning comes via strikeout to the Braves first baseman.
Yeah, probably had Freddie struck out on the pitch before, but MVPs sometimes get that call. And here, let's take a look. Ronald, ball out over the plate. So used to seeing him with that quick swing, and for him, really, anytime he generates that ball up in the air to right field, the way it flies out of here, it's a homer.
By the way, that was a great catch by that kid in the chop house seats. Did you see that grab?
Yeah. Sign him up.
On a 390-foot home run. I mean, he's reached up and almost nonchalanted that baby. That was a great play. So everything going right for the Braves so far. Charlie Morton is sharp. Braves offense has come out of the gate with a 4 spot. 3 of them in the first inning. The Acuna homer here in the second, and the pitch is 0-2. A ball and 2 strikes for the Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies.
I think that's the thing for Ross that we're used to, you know, he's missing off the plate big time when he misses, Chip, right now. It's like 0-2, 1-2, just not even competitive pitches. He's throwing about 8 or 10 of those today.
That's where you go and you look at that chase percentage for a pitcher. It's not close enough for a big league hitter to swing at ordinarily. Pitch like that. Did he go around? And on the appeal, yes, they say Ozzie swung. He had to go to a knee to get out of the way of a ball that was headed for his shoe tops. Ronald Acuna Jr. has hit his 16th home run. 4 of them have come against the Nationals, and 4 is the magic number for the Braves. He rocks the baby home. It's 4-0 after 2 here at Truist Park. Acuna Jr. has hit his 16th home run. The Braves have 4 in the first 2 innings. And now Charlie Morton will face his mound opponent, Joe Ross, the Nationals pitcher. Good hitting pitcher. 4 hits this year. 4 for 14 to be exact. That's .286 batting average. And that's out of play. It's quickly 0-2. Every season has its share of surprises when you face an opponent. If you recall, the Nationals were looking forward to having Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin and Max Scherzer at the top of their rotation. They added John Lester on a 1-year deal. National starters this year, Jeff, are 13-21. That is a big surprise.
Well, and that's always been the strength of this team. So when you're not getting that production there and your offense isn't really doing anything, you'll find yourself exactly where they're at.
Which is in the basement. Near 5-point ERA among their starting staff in April. They've trimmed that by almost a full run to still 4.00. But that's not up to the high standards they set dating back to 2019 when they were world champs. Really, it's been Max Scherzer who's been their best. But Jeff, when he pitches, he's kind of suffered from the Jacob deGrom disease. When he pitches great, but they don't score.
Yeah, and Strasburg, look, he's been their horse. Remember, in 19, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy.
He has 1 win since 2019. Steven Strasburg. As Ross putting up a fight here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we'll see Strasburg tomorrow night. Max Fried is scheduled to pitch for the Braves.
Good matchup.
Wednesday, it's to be announced for the Nationals. Drew Smyly. And then Thursday, it's Corbin and Anderson. Another 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball. There's Tom Hallion's strike 3 called.
Throw it that back.
4 strikeouts for Charlie Morton. On this Memorial Day, baseball pauses to remember those brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Go to MLBcommunity.org to learn more about how you can support military families grieving the loss of a loved one.
Told you almost 50% of Charlie's strikeouts on curveballs this year. 3 out of his 4 this game have come on the hook.
And right now, Jeff, he's got it working on both sides of the plate.
And that's where you can frustrate these hitters. Now for Turner, you've seen 2 of those pitches, but in the back of your mind, he's got 95, 96, 97, 4-seam and sink.
Tried the outside corner that time and missed. Ball 2 for Trey Turner. 20 multi-hit games for the National shortstop. Charlie got him to flail and miss in the opening inning. There's that fastball you were talking about. 2-2. Tough to hit now with the shadows the way they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little difficult. This stadium never plays too bad compared to a lot of others.
.96 up and away fills up the count for Trey Turner.
Turner Field, the first inning used to be kind of tough, like 7:10 to 7:30.
I remember
during the summer.
The sun would come
Yeah.
beaming in from the third base grandstand as that one's tipped and caught. Another breaking ball erases Trey Turner. Charlie Morton's had his number, and he struck out the last 3 hitters in order.
Well, you know, one way you beat the Nats, Chip, you strike out Trey Turner twice like this. You keep him off the bases. He's kind of that rally starter for them.
So Harrison, an infield hit his first time up. That gives him a knock in 12 out of 16 games for the Nationals. And at the knees, a strike. Charlie Morton shaved 2 full runs off his ERA from April to May. .273 ERA this month. Right back where it came from. It went right through the wickets to Ozzie Albies, and that will retire the side. Back-to-back perfect innings for Charlie Morton. Well, partner, after a quiet start, I think it's safe to say that Austin Riley's bat has come to life. How much? Well, he's our Bringing the Lumber feature presented by Yellowwood.
Yeah, see, look, those third basemen there. And since April 20th, Riley leads all of MLB third basemen in average, home runs, and OPS. You saw that list. You're forgetting, too, some great ones. Machado is on that.
So for fans who haven't followed all the Braves games this year, for you, what's the difference in Austin Riley in May compared to April?
Well, he's finally comfortable with his approach, likes that he's able to see the pitches, feels good. And so to me, when he is getting pitches now like that, obviously that was up, beat him to the zone a little bit, but you can see the powerful swing now. We felt like early in the year there's a lot of punch, kind of unsure of his approach. Well, now he's darn sure of it, and he's doing a lot of damage. While he's taking walks, too.
0-2 count. Broken bat right back up the middle, and Harrison at second is there for out number 1. That's twice Riley's tried to use the big part of the field. It's an 0 for 2, but again.
But you stick with that approach enough, you're going to get rewarded for it.
So the leadoff man is down for Atlanta in the third. Dansby Swanson is up, got the scoring started with a 2-strike sac fly. In fact, all 3 first inning runs for Atlanta came with 2 strikes. Braves got 3 in the first, 1 in the second. Look for more here in the third as they enjoy a 4-0 lead. And outside, ball 1. Dansby with 21 RBIs now. Hard to believe, partner. We are almost fully 1/3 of the way through the season.
I know.
Game number 51.
Got a call, generous call on that pitch. Not something you want to go after 2-0.
Took a shot, 2-1, didn't get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is what's impressed me with Dansby. Look, we don't know how this at bat's going to finish up, but he's been much more conscious of hitting the ball the other way when he falls behind or gets to 2 strikes.
Kind of what you see Austin do twice today. And like you said, you do that enough, you give yourself chances.
Little cue shot back toward the mound. Ross will clean that up, and Bell handles it first. 2 soft ground outs, and 2 are out for Almonte, who walked in his Braves debut. Friends, there's still time to become an A-List season ticket member. A-List members get the best seats at the lowest prices, priority access to postseason tickets, and so much more. Get all the information about becoming a Braves A-List member for the 2021 season online at braves.com/A-List. High fly ball toward left by Almonte, and Schwarber in the bright sunshine puts that away, and Ross has his first 1-2-3 inning. To the 4th we go. Memorial Day 2021. All of us around Major League Baseball salute those who have fallen and those who serve. And Braves baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Truist. With Kelly Kroll, Jeff Rancourt, Chip Carey with you from the ballpark in Atlanta. Braves getting the homestand off to a good start, leading 4-0 behind Charlie Morton, who's given up 1 hit. Braves got 3 in the first, 1 in the second off Joe Ross. Here in the 4th inning, Soto, Bell, and Schwarber are up for the second time for the Nationals. Soto walked in, was stranded in the opening inning. This guy, for such a young age, has just remarkable strike zone discipline. Yes, he's a powerful man. Yes, he can hit the ball all over the ballpark, but he does not swing at a pitch that isn't a strike. Tough man to retire on a strike looking. A fly foul.
That's the thing, even through his struggles, a little bit like when we see with Freddie Freeman, still going to take his walks, get on base.
Hit .351 last year to become the youngest batting title winner in the National League's history. Still getting on base at a 39% clip. And you can see the care with which pitchers approach him. Even with a 4-run lead, Charlie Morton's pitching him like it's 2 strikes, bases loaded. And a real rarity in today's game. Our great stat man Hal Galima points out Soto with 36 hits and 21 strikeouts. For a number 3 hitter in this era of baseball, that's almost unheard of. And he takes a strike. Thought it was ball 4. It's full count.
Kind of like that 2-0 pitch Joe Ross got just off the plate.
This time it's across the chute tops, ball 4, leadoff walk. Soto's walked twice in the game. And for the Nationals, Jeff, I would assume that's an encouraging sign. A guy can get going not just with hits, but by not making outs. Now again, Morton hasn't given an awful lot to hit, but look, take your walks. That's the surest way to get out of a slump.
Yeah, look, it's going to give you a chance to see pitches. A lot of times, as we say, when you start seeing pitches, you're seeing the ball deeper. It's a matter of time before you'll break out. Obviously, today you can see seeing Charlie Morton pretty good when no one else on the team seems to have much luck right now.
Biggest sequence of the game came with this man in the batter's box. With Josh Bell up, Charlie Morton had given up a hit and a walk. He'd thrown 7 straight balls, and Bell on a 3-0 count was allowed to swing the bat and fly it out for the second out of the first inning.
Really changed that inning.
And shaved off an inside corner, strike 1. Bell was headed to the University of Texas, if memory serves. Pirates instead signed him with a $5 million signing bonus. And he was not a first-round pick, I also believe to be the case. As that breaking ball in for a strike, it's 0-2. Great years with the Pirates. Gets a change of scenery, comes to Washington, a club that's, again, riding a veteran starting staff, needs to get a little younger with some of their everyday personnel. Bell will certainly help him with that. He's only 28. 0-2 is softly hit, and it's a foul ball. Back to first will go Soto with strike 2 your count.
I thought that hit him. Yet no umpires really said too much early on.
Bell out of Irving, Texas, was a second-round pick by the Pirates 10 years ago. And yes, he was a high school player. And now a Washington National, as that one got away from Freddie Freeman, and Soto's going to advance to second. Ozzie backs up the play. We'll see how that's scored.
Yeah, it seems like Freddie had to kind of reach across where Soto was diving back.
Freddie got leather on it, but not enough to keep it close.
That'll be an error on Morton.
So a scoring chance for the Nationals here in the 4th inning. A walk and an error. Bell behind in the count, 0-2. In the air, well hit center. Heredia going back to the warning track at the wall, leaps up, and he cannot get it. It's 2-run home run for Bell. That one on an 0-2 pitch. A walk and a homer, and the Nationals are back in the game. It's a 4-2 score.
Well, I threw tons of curveballs at Bell that at bat. Saw him sneak that fastball by Schwarber last time up in the zone. This time he tried to do it to Bell. And you can see Bell so strong. Doesn't get all of that, but enough to carry out. Cut the lead in half.
407 feet, the tail of the tape. Nationals are down 2 now, as Kyle Schwarber's the batter. So we told you Bell's been coming on after a slow start. last 11 games now, excuse me, last 17 games, 4 homers, 12 RBIs. And this one's scalded to center by Schwarber. Heredia back is going to have room, though, on the track. There's out number 1. We've seen this from Charlie from time to time, Jeff. If he struggles, it's usually one bad inning. He's given up 2, but not the lead here. In the Nationals' 4th.
Yeah, look, the Braves gave you 4 runs.
Yeah.
You know, so look, you'd obviously love a shutout, but you're still in complete control. 60 pitches.
Morton sawed off Starlin Castro. He hit the ball right off the pine tar. Bat shattered. Barrel pirouetted out to third base. Austin Riley made the play on the ball. Skip roped over the bat and threw out Castro for an 0-for-1 start to his night. Castro started his month in great shape with an 11-game hitting streak.
There's a rare cutter from Charlie. 2-0. Talks about trying to throw that every once in a while just to get guys off that fastball at 94, 95.
He's in sunshine. Castro in the shade. The pitch. Had him backing out of the way, but it missed badly. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. Braves pest Yan Gomes is on deck. Don't want him to hit with the tying run. Possibility here in this 4th inning. A walk and a homer. The home run on a 0-2 count. It's 4-2 score. The pitch. And he loses Castro. 16 walks for Castro. Morton's walked 3 in the game, 2nd in this inning. And now you worry about Yan Gomes. Swanson and Contreras out to talk to Charlie Morton here, whose pitch count's beginning to pile up a bit. And as they chat, let's enjoy a quick message from Delta.
Reconnect with more. Delta, the official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
Charlie could use a ground ball right here. Gomes has hit into 4 double plays. Not this time, though. First pitch swing and a base hit to right. So the tying runs are on for Washington. And Andrew Stevenson's the hitter. He struck out his first time up.
Look, you gave that up for Charlie. Now, though, you got 8-9 coming up. Just a good piece of hitting by a veteran catcher like Yan Gomes. Doesn't try to do too much. But you got 8-9. You got the pitcher on deck. You got a chance to get out of this inning here.
And that's what Dave Martinez was talking about, right? Don't get to 2 strikes. It's a good fastball hitting team.
Yep.
First one you get might be the best one you get. Gomes didn't miss it. So Stevenson, who's done an excellent job as a pinch hitter, getting a chance to play with Victor Robles banged up. Nationals did activate Robles today. Might see him in the lineup or in a pinch in tonight's game. One ball, no strikes for Stevenson. Pesky hitter. Taken low. 2-0. Two walks, a homer, and a single. Nationals have scored twice. On the ground, Freddie's got a tricky hop. Second base 1, and that's all they'll get. Good speed of Stevenson will bring Ross to the plate with runners at first and third and 2 out.
Yeah, good playing. Good job by Dansby. Knowing Ross is coming up to the plate, doesn't take a chance to throw that ball. Freddie gets the lead runner. Does a good job throwing on the outside of Gomes that time. We've talked about it before, but on pickoffs, we see Freddie come in, throwing the inside part of the back. Something he does so well at first base. You rarely ever see him hit someone in the back throwing it down to second.
So let's take care of Ross, who, as I said, 4 out of 15 at the plate, 2 RBIs. Like the inning to end right here. Pop fly foul. Remember, Ross put up a fight his first time up. He can really help himself with a 2-out hit here in the 4th inning.
And you saw Charlie throwing first pitch curveball. He knows the numbers on Ross.
And he's a strike away now. It's 0-2. In the Braves half of the 4th inning, Contreras, Heredia, and Morton, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, are coming up. First and third for the Nats. 2 strikes, 2 outs. I'm assuming Freddie's having no trouble seeing the pickoff from Charlie Morton. The left side of the diamond is in the stands, bright sunshine.
He seems to be okay.
Breaking ball, base hit. It's a 1-run game. Another 2-strike hit, this time by the pitcher. And Ross has his 3rd RBI. And Gomes comes home to score. It's a 3-run 4th for the Nationals. It's a 4-3 game, and now you've got the top of the order and Trey Turner coming up.
Well, that's the pitch. If you throw that curveball where you want, you probably get a swing and a miss, but Charlie just hung it. As you said, Ross trying to shoot that right side. Really, his whole first at bat and this at bat takes advantage.
So Trey Turner will be the 8th man to hit in the inning. Rick Kranitz out. A walk and a homer got the inning started, then a fly out, a walk, a single, a force play, and now a hit by the pitcher. And Trey Turner has a chance to tie the game or do something else here for the Nationals. So what was a 4-0 lead is now 4-3, and this has been where Charlie's troubles have really been apparent, with men on base and men in scoring position this year. Braves bullpen starts to work as Charlie turns it loose, and he buckled the knee of Turner but missed with the ball. 1-0 the count. Coming into play today, opponents hitting .393 against Morton with men on base, .529 with runners in scoring position and 2 out. And it's Sean Newcomb who's playing catch first.
Yeah, I think with Charlie up 3rd, you know, it just gives Snit options depending on how the rest of this inning unfolds. I think the thing surprise for me is Charlie, the 2nd, 3rd was just outstanding out there. And that walk to Soto kind of just, things went a little haywire.
Always wonder if that's the case for a pitcher. Even one as seasoned as Charlie Morton, you're not out of the stretch for a long time. Then you have to go into it.
Yeah, look, he made good pitches to Bell. He had him 0-2, threw some good curveballs. He just put a fastball up, let her high, and Bell's such a big, powerful guy.
So a 2-run homer for the cleanup man, an RBI hit for the pitcher Ross, who stands at first. Stevenson at second. He can fly, and the 1-2 pitch. Boy, Turner is not seeing that breaking ball real well. That was an emergency hack.
Well, and that was a good breaking ball. That's when we saw him strike out Turner to start the game off, and that's the one that Charlie was trying to throw to Joe Ross. Got on the side of it, seemed like, and spun it.
That one's tipped and caught. Turner has the hat trick in his first 3 trips. Washington gets 3, but not the lead. 4-3, Atlanta in front.
This Memorial Day, veterans honor our fallen heroes. When we landed, we were pretty close to the action because we could hear the small arms fire. I was scared as hell. I'll never forget June 12th. I lost a lot of good friends.
Memorial Day in Atlanta. Good ball game. 4-3 is your score. Braves trying to get a couple of those runs right back here in their half of the frame. Contreras, Heredia, and Charlie Morton coming up. Great pregame extravaganza here at Truist Park with big flag unfurled. With Timothy Miller with wonderful rendition of the national anthem. If that doesn't give you goosebumps, nothing will.
And the flyover.
That was really exciting. As Joe Ross back in the game now. After a shaky start, he's now down only a run. Remember, though, historically speaking, this year, he's been very good in the first 3 innings, and after that has a lot of trouble. Let's hope that that trend continues. With Contreras up, a 2-run single his first time up.
And really, today was that first inning. You take away Ronald's home run in the second, he's retired 6 out of the last 7. With 3 strikeouts. Walks just killed him early.
He's issued 3 of them. And like I said, he'll walk you if you let him. As Contreras now ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. I don't know about you, but it feels like we haven't done a game in a month.
Well, it was Wednesday.
Right.
Think about those players. They were up in New York, what, 4 days and played 1 game.
Yeah. Hopefully a mental reset for the club as they start a critically important homestand as Contreras is retired on strikes. And that's now 6 in a row retired by Ross. He has struck out 4 men.
Yeah, it's really just that fastball. He's beating guys to the spot right now with.
Gomes hardly had to move the glove. That was impressive. Here's Heredia. He flied out his first time up. All the rain the Braves dealt with up in New York, they did announce the makeup dates for those postponed games. One makeup will be Monday, June 21st. It'll be a doubleheader starting at 5:10. The other one will be July 26th, another Monday. Also at 5:10 with New York.
And New York might set the record for doubleheaders this year.
They've got a bunch of them, don't they?
Between COVID early against the Nats to start the year and then rainouts.
And a swing and a miss by Heredia. That's 5 strikeouts for Ross. Well, I'll bet you, tell you what, I'll bet you a corn dog that they don't get rained out in Arizona tonight.
Well, you never know if they don't put the roof on.
That's true. Never know.
Yeah, he did go. I was wondering. Tom Hallion called it right away. Good call by him.
So Charlie with the lead will stay in the game. He struck out his first time up. Ross trying to give his offense a shutdown frame. Get Morton back out there quickly. And 0-1 your count.
And Morton in line for the win, but he's going to have to go up there and face a 2-3-4 heart of the order.
It's 7 up, 7 down for Ross after the Acuna home run. And right now that's the difference in the game. No balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. He just struck out the side. 6 strikeouts for Ross. As Jeff said, heart of the order up for the Nationals as we move to the 5th.
Memorial Day weekend here at Truist Park, and I am now joined by a couple of very special guests, and I'm going to start here with Jessica Harper, who works for TAPS, which is a tragedy assistance program for survivors. And Jessica, you have a number of families here in a suite taking in the Braves game this afternoon, but tell us a little bit more about what TAPS does.
So TAPS is the national organization that cares for those who are grieving a loss of a loved one in the military. So we care for all different relationships, spouses, kids, brothers and sisters, grandparents. And we really just do peer-based emotional support. So you're paired with someone else who's lost is a similar manner to yours, and that way you have someone to accompany you on your grief journey. And one of the things we do is run a sports program, sports and entertainment, called Teamster TAPS. And we have this amazing partnership with teams like the Braves where we get to bring our families out and they get to honor not just their fallen heroes, you know, death and sacrifice, but the lives they lived. And so celebrate those with the teams and make positive memories.
Well, and you mentioned siblings, and one of the siblings that I've had a chance to meet and get to talk to now is Tyler King, and his brother Ryan was in the military, and you both shared a love for baseball, I know, and especially your Braves. Tell us a little bit about Ryan and then what this day has meant to you, Tyler.
Oh, he was the best big brother there was. I mean, we started out, obviously, not in this stadium, but at Turner Field, just going to games as kids. We played all the time in the yard. You couldn't keep us in the house without a wiffle ball bat or something in our hands. And, you know, we grew up in the 90s era of the Braves, so we watched division title after division title and just loved every minute of it. And it's just grown in the love that I still have for it today. I listen to the radio when I can't watch on TV, so we love the Braves, and we love y'all for doing stuff like this for our heroes.
Absolutely. Well, we can't thank you enough, and for your brother's service, and certainly we know this is an emotional day for you, and we're just hoping that you get to enjoy a Braves win here this afternoon. So Tyler, thank you. Thank you so much. Jeff, guys, Chip.
Thank you, Kelly. That was great.
Yeah.
So much more than a baseball game on Memorial Day. As that's out of play by Josh Harrison, leading off for Washington in the 5th inning. Harrison, Soto, and Bell coming up.
Something they can come to, though, and remember his brother in the good times.
Ground ball to short. Dansby's got it, and his peg on the money. And Harrison's retired. He's 1 for 3. Morton could use a quick inning. Can also use Soto cooperating. He's walked him twice.
Well, this is where things kind of went haywire. Charlie was on really a nice roll. Had retired 8 guys in a row when he ran into Soto to start the 4th inning and walked him, and it just kind of went off script after that.
You see this modified Atlanta defensive shift now with Soto up. It's Austin Riley, the big Braves third baseman, who's playing the rover position in shallow right field. You have Swanson and Albies playing their normal positions at second and shortstop. Another one skips up for Soto. 1 ball, 1 strike.
When I told you, Chip, why I like this too, if there is a fly ball over by the third base area, you know, with Dansby with better speed than Austin's able to get over there. It's a more natural kind of play for him being at shortstop. So I like everything about moving, if you're going to shift, to move Austin over.
And Soto goes the other way. That's how you win a batting title. Picked on a curveball, didn't miss it, and he's got a base hit, his first of the game, and that brings up Bell, the man that played at the first 2 runs for the Nationals with a long opposite field homer.
Lets the ball travel deep, lines it the other way for a single. Those two right there talking to each other, 2 of the best in the game at doing that.
Braves bullpen is busy again. Sean Newcomb's up for the second time, as Bell didn't get a breaking ball. He homered on an 0-2 pitch last time up. So he's coming on for Washington. 7 homers now, 22 driven in.
Well, I'll tell you, if Bell somehow gets on, Chip, this might be the end of the line for Charlie Morton with the lefty Newcomb in the pen and Schwarber. Your team's got the 4-3 lead right now, and I think Snit knows it's important to get this homestand started off the right way. Now, if Charlie gets him out, he's going to let him finish and face Schwarber.
He's paying an awful lot of attention to Soto.
Yeah, I'd almost think you want him to go.
Yeah. Got a big lead. Not going. That's tipped and caught. Soto this year has not been a very successful base stealer. He is 1 for 5.
That's what I'm saying. You know, hold him on, obviously, but if he wants to go, Contreras' strong arm behind the plate.
Well, here's another 0-2. Let's see if he can finish off Bell. Delivery is lifted high in the air to left, but not deep enough. Almonte in the sunshine puts that away, and Bell is out number 2.
Now, good curveball. He blew the fastball by him. This time he threw that curveball in the outer corner of the plate and got Bell out front.
A lot of stress for Charlie Morton in the first inning, 4th inning, and some here in the 5th. 2 1-2-3 innings. Those were in the 2nd and 3rd. He's got a 1-run lead, trying to finish off Schwarber and the Nationals in the 5th. Remember, the Braves will have the top of their order coming up for a 3rd time against Ross. Acuna, Freeman, and Ozzie Albies. That trio scored all 4 Atlanta runs. There's a good cut, but fouled straight back. It's 0-1 for Kyle Schwarber. Six homers, 13 RBIs in his last 17 games. And this one is up the middle. Braves had a shift on, but Schwarber spoiled that. 2 are on with 2 out. Well, the same approach for Schwarber. With a shift on, used the big part of the field. Dansby couldn't catch up, and the Nationals have their 2nd hit of the inning.
Yeah, I keep looking down there in Brian Snitker's chair to see if there's movement. Morton at 90 pitches with the righty coming up. Castro, though, I mean, look, he's at 90 pitches. He's trying to give him every chance to leave this ball game in line to get the W.
Castro's been a tough out for Charlie Morton. 12 career hits, including 3 homers. He's grounded out and walked in this game. Pitch. Breaking ball, line drive to left. Almonte is there. Chest high catch, a bullet. And that will retire Washington. Charlie Morton has the lead and a chance to win it with the top of the order coming up.
A 4-3 lead head to the bottom of the 5th. Set all the way back to the 2nd. Take a look at Ronald Acuna Jr.'s 16th home run. Fastball out over the plate. Just under 106 exit velocity, 390 projected distance. That's our StatCast by Google Cloud. It looks like we got Ronald clicking on all cylinders when you need him in a huge homestand this year. 12 home runs at home and 101 ABs.
We'll take that ratio the rest of the summer. And he is the last Brave to reach, as Ross has retired 8 straight. He's down a run, 4-3. The Braves have just 3 hits in this game. So they're going to find a way to add on here as Acuna takes strike 1. Ronald now with a 4-game hitting streak. He's 2 for 2 today. And he's behind 0-2. The first inning single for Acuna came while the Nationals were in this defensive setup. A check swing that was headed right for where the second baseman would normally play. Ronald didn't mean to make contact, but he did. Beat the play at first and came home on a sacrifice fly. Now he's got a 1-2 count.
And this is the one part of Ronald's game, Chip, that has improved so much. You talk about Soto, who I thought is probably the best player at that age I've ever seen at plate discipline. Well, all of a sudden now, Ronald has kind of done that himself, and all he's done is have over 1,000 OPS for the year in 2 months.
He is on base at 38% now. And he's evened up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's not to be. A swing and a miss. All of a sudden, Ross has found the strikeout magic. That's 7 strikeouts in the game, and 4 consecutive Braves hitters have gone down that way.
And it's really that two-seamer. It's not been the sliders. You see that, only 91. And Chip, usually he's a sinker type guy. He's kind of baffling these Braves hitters and keeping it at the top of the zone.
Well, smart move by Ross and by Gomes. If the slider's not working, get away from it and see if something else will. Now it's up to the Braves to adjust with Freddie Freeman up there. He's walked, scored, and struck out. Freddie laid off on a close call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sean Newcomb has taken a seat. A right-hander is up in the bullpen for Atlanta. Looks like Luke Jackson. As the 1-1 pitch on the way, Freddie chased that up and out of the zone. It's 1-2.
These guys aren't really seeing it. See Luke warming up. They're not seeing that fastball up from Joe Ross.
He's tied his season high with 7 strikeouts. He's got Freeman set up for number 8. Took a shot at left field. That's skied into the stands. Great crowd here on Memorial Day. I'm guessing 37,000 or so. Jeff's guess was 34,696. Dr. Nohal Galima, a little more than 39,000, and Val Burrell, our great stage manager, 33,697. Her attendance guess. We'll see who's right in just a little bit. As Freddie breaks his bat and rolls it toward first. Bell has it. He will get to the bag ahead of Freddie Freeman. It was sawed off. 10 up, 10 down. And quickly 2 outs for Ozzie Albies.
It's that arm angle. He's kind of pitching from the side of the zone, and really, you said that fastball is only sitting 91 and 93, but really playing up today, giving these Braves hitters some trouble. Think about it, the Braves, as you said, Chip, 3 hits, really only 1 of them hit hard. Ronald's home run to right center. Other than that, Contreras hit one off the end of the bat, and Ronald with that check swing to lead off the game.
So let's see if Ozzie can break the streak. Downstairs, ball 1.
It kind of goes to what I've said early in the game about Joe Ross. He's had a decent year in 7 of his starts. 2 of his starts, he's just gotten lit up for 18 earned runs and 8 1/3.
In his other starts, a sub-2 ERA. That's pretty much how he's pitched in this game. After some early inning troubles, the Braves have only 1 hit. With the Acuna homer in the second. Ross has set down 10 straight. Braves had a 4-0 lead. It's now 4-3.
You thought early on the Braves were kind of about to open the floodgates and turn this thing into a rout. Now momentum switch, and they're kind of hanging on for dear life. Need something to get these fans back into the game. Ozzie to gap one, see him run. Something to get momentum shifted back in the Braves' favor.
2 balls and a strike. Here it is. Not to be. 2-2. In the 6th inning, Washington will have the bottom of its order coming up. We assume against Luke Jackson. The pitch is lifted in the air softly toward left. Schwarber broke back. Now comes galloping in, and he'll make the play. It's 11 up, 11 down for the Braves offense. Atlanta, though, leads game 1 4-3.
Veterans honor our fallen heroes. People will tell me what a shame it was I had to go back into the service a second time, but I'm kind of glad I did. Besides, I'm a U.S. Marine, and I'll be one till I die.
How many more home runs would Ted Williams have had he not served our country in, what, 3-4 years as a naval aviator?
Yeah.
What a remarkable man Ted Williams was. Think about Warren Spahn. Great left-handed pitcher for the Braves. Fought in the Battle of the Bulge. So many more in the major leagues. Served our country. And we honor them all on Memorial Day 2021 as Luke Jackson follows Charlie Morton. Charlie went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 bad inning. That was the 4th for Washington. Braves now protect a 1-run lead. Bullpen's got to get 12 outs. We'll see if Jackson can do his thing. 1.47 ERA. This is his 22nd game of the year.
Looking at Charlie at 90, 1-2 pitches. You would have loved to have seen him get a chance at this bottom of the order, but
1-pitch roller toward Riley. Bare hand throw, and off the glove of Freeman down the right field line. Nobody backs up the play, and Gomes on his way to second, and he's going to stand there with nobody out. That's a couple of plays that Freddie's been able to get leather on, but hasn't been able to keep it close. Again, I don't know if he's able to see the ball coming out of the shirt sleeves or the throw was off target. Let's look. Yeah, it was in the path of the base runner.
Did it hit Gomes on the hand? Yeah, his arm hit Freddie's glove right as the ball came.
Maybe clip the helmet too. So that's an infield hit and an E5. And the tying run is in scoring position. Nobody out. Let's see how Washington plays this. It's a bunt try by Stevenson. And Riley's pegged to first is in time. Perfect sacrifice. And now let's see if they take down Mr. Ross. Looks like they're going to.
Hey, Hernandez. Look, Joe Ross is a great hitter, but they got a chance to tie this ball game up. Not to mention Ross is, I think, upwards a high 80 pitch count now.
So Yadiel Hernandez, the 33-year-old native of Cuba who made his debut as a major league player against the Braves back in September of last year. And this is where Washington, despite their offensive woes, has been very good. Their pinch hitters, Jeff, have been excellent.
Pinch in .315. Best in the NL, but you see the Braves bringing the infield in. And you have the ability, Gomes not a fast runner, so even on a ball that's not hit too hard, Chip, if Gomes is going on contact, you still got time to throw a good strike to Contreras.
3 defenders right side of the infield for Hernandez. The pitch blew it right on by at 95. It's 0-2. It's amazing to me how osmosis plays into a hitter's swing. Every single one of these Nationals left-handed hitters looks like Juan Soto, including Yadiel Hernandez. The way he sets up, the way he lets it loose. Big pitch in the game. 0-2 count. One way you pitch to a 145 or so ERA, you limit the damage with runners in scoring position. Luke Jackson's done that. Opponent's hitting 111 against him in run scoring spots. Chance to lower that with a strikeout here. 2 more hits for Gomes. He's 90 feet away in a 1-run game. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed. Jackson thought it was good enough. And he asked where it was. Down and away is the answer.
Yeah, I actually thought the 0-2 pitch was better than that pitch. Thought that pitch was down and away. First one was just off the plate.
Turner is next. First, the 2-2 pitch. On the ground. Ozzie gives ground. No advance by the runner. That's a big second out. Hernandez can't bring home Gomes. Now everybody can back up, and you deal with Trea Turner, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
That's what you get. It's tough to do a contact play when you don't have a fast runner at third. You can see Gomes waiting to see if it goes through. Easy play for Ozzie, and now one thing you like, you got 2 outs. Bad thing is Turner's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks.
So what scares you more?
I don't know. That's my point.
That he's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, or that he's 1 for 10 against Luke Jackson. Let's find out. Ball 1 low.
Now, opposition's only hitting a $136 with 2 outs off Luke.
That's a pitch that Turner hasn't been able to hit all day. First Charlie Morton, now Luke Jackson, who has an excellent slider.
Well, that's the thing too. Luke has established that fastball today too, though, Chip. Saw him throw 4 in a row to Garcia or to Hernandez, and then you got him on the slider.
He stumbled a bit as he turned that one loose at the bottom of the zone. Just missed. Thought that was good enough.
I did too. I thought that was a good pitch.
Somehow you're not seeing eye to eye at the bottom of the zone here. 2 balls and a strike. Harrison's on deck. I'd throw it again. Why not? But if you do throw it, Contreras catching on one knee. He's got to knock that ball down. Remember, Turner, a very fast runner. If the ball squirts away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. Ground ball foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. Got the fastball and fouled it straight back.
See, but I like that. By throwing that fastball, you've at least got his eyesight off of 3 straight sliders. And if you're Turner, you kind of, it's a 50-50 whether you're getting a fastball or slider right here. If Luke can locate, he should have the advantage.
He got him. It's a 4-strikeout game for Trea Turner. And Luke Jackson's able to pitch around a leadoff infield hit and an error. Nationals can't tie the game in the 6th. 4-3 your score.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. Yamaha, the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha boats and wave runners. And by Truist. BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist.
Braves have the lead. It's 4-3. Atlanta has 3 hits in the game, 2 of them by Ronald Acuna Jr. And the early bird gets the worm at Truist Park this summer. Every home game from June 1st through August 1st, come in early and get a discount, a free giveaway, or a unique chance in the ballpark, like discounts on concessions. Get all the details at braves.com/earlybird. Enter early, get perks. I think the Braves bats, Jeff, are going to perk up. They don't have to look at Joe Ross anymore. But a tough customer. Kyle Finnegan's on in relief of the Washington right-hander.
Yeah, good numbers on the year. Although last outing against Milwaukee, Chip, an inning pitch, 3 walks, but got out of it with a big strikeout. And that was a big, talked about some sort of momentum by Luke Jackson there, getting a ground out with a runner on third and then getting the strikeout of Trey Turner. Be huge to see this Braves offense come out and add an insurance runner too.
Austin Riley's the right man to do that, as he gets a cutter or a slider and didn't get it. 0-1 the count. And strikeout of Turner noteworthy. He has struck out 4 times in the game today. 4th time that's happened in his career. He also has a 5 strikeout game that came against the Braves. And he will hit one more time at least. Riley out of play right side, quickly 0-2. This guy throws hard. He's had some really impressive games against the Braves. In fact, one of them on May 5th, he had an immaculate inning. What is an immaculate inning? 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 outs. No balls, 2 strikes for Austin Riley. That skips up there. If you look facially at Kyle Finnegan, first glance looks an awful lot like Scott Erickson to me. Former Minnesota Twin, Baltimore Oriole. One ball, 2 strikes. Tipped and caught. That's 8 strikeouts for the Braves. Finnegan up to his old tricks. 1 up, 1 down.
That's a great slider, spotted. Start on the outside corner, just kept going more towards that white line. 2 strikes, you got to protect the plate.
By the way, nobody's up in the Atlanta bullpen as impressively as Luke Jackson pitched. I like the idea of him going out for another frame. Hopefully he'll have more than a 1-run lead to play with. Dansby has a sac fly and an RBI. He's also tapped back to the mound. He's trying to close out a very successful individual month of May. And this one on the ground left side. Great stop, Castro, but he can't corral it. And Dansby Swanson's aboard with 1 out. That is the first Braves base runner since the 2nd inning. And Dansby's aboard. We'll see how it's scored.
Yeah, it's
Almonte's coming up.
Yeah, I would think that's a hit. Look at this ball going into the hole. He made a great play. Even if he gets up, it's a bang bang play. Something positive for this Braves offense. See if they can take advantage.
So it is an infield hit for Dansby. He's now 3 hits away from 500 in his Major League career. Here's Almonte. Abraham called up from Gwinnett today. Braves placed Huascar Ynoa on the 60-day injured list as he comes back from a broken hand. And it'll be very interesting to see how the Braves manage their left field spot now that Marcell Ozuna is in injury limbo. Today it's Almonte's turn after a .403 batting average at Gwinnett earned him the promotion. And another tip and caught strike. 0-1 your count. Braves got their 4 runs early. It's been a pretty quiet offensive game since for the home squad. Fans here trying to chop and chant, get Finnegan rattled here.
Yeah, trying to get anything going.
Dansby a short lead. The pitch is lifted out of play. Put it in perspective. This is the first time a Nationals pitcher has been in the stretch since the 1st inning.
Wow. And you said just looking for an insurance run. I saw A.J. Minter warm up a little bit late last inning. My guess is you send Luke Jackson, if he doesn't get up this inning, back out for Harrison. And then, of course, with Soto coming up, you can go to Minter.
And you've got Bell, the switch hitter,
which he's a lot more effective off the left side, so you want to turn him around. That's the thing. Even though you've been kind of stymied here the last 4 1/3, you still got the lead 4-3. Like I said, a couple tack-on runs would be much appreciated.
No balls, 2 strikes. Almonte's walked and flied out. And outside, it's 1-2. Contreras on deck. First things first. Swanson at first. Almonte in the box. Braves try to snap a modest 2-game slide and wrap up May with a winning record in the month. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Short lead. Pitch. Now we're ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball to right. And that is playable for Soto, who broke back and recovered. 2 outs. Contreras, the hitter. He's got a 2-run first inning single. But first things first, a quick message from Mike's Hard Lemonade.
It's Mike's Hard Lemonade season. Nobody makes lemonade like Mike's.
Let's see if Contreras can continue the inning for the Braves.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind here, Dansby, the first couple pitches, picking out a good pitch, Chip, maybe trying to get to second base on a steal, get in scoring position.
Huge hole right side for William if he can poke one that way, and he did exactly that. Dansby makes the turn, but Soto got to the ball quickly. In fact, it was hit so hard there was no chance to move up an extra 90 feet. So Contreras, a 2-hit game. Remember, he was 0 for 13 entering play today. And Heredia a chance now with 2 on and 2 out.
Well, he must have watched Yan Gomes do the same thing and said, I think I'll do that. And now gives Heredia a chance of driving a run.
So Washington discusses strategy. Ede Adrianza has grabbed a bat. He's on deck if Heredia can reach. Braves might go for the kill shot with Adrianza waiting next. But first things first, Heredia has to continue the inning. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ross, by the way, went 5 innings, 4 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and the Acuna homer, which to this point is the difference in the game. Ross 1-4 lifetime against Atlanta. Today made his 8th start. And were it not for those first 2 innings, we might have a very different result. Heredia's been good in run scoring spots for the Braves, hitting .286 overall this year. Big gap in left center if he can pull one there. The pitch. And he tried to. Strike 1. After Ender Inciarte got hurt, after Christian Pache got hurt, Heredia was called on, and he has been a godsend for Atlanta. He's made almost every play in center, and boy, his offense has come at a really important and needed time, especially where he's hitting in this lineup. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2.
Yeah, that was the pitch he might have wanted back. Good chance to drive that up the middle. Now he's 2 strikes, got a battle.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Stayed high. Ready, here it comes. Right back up the middle into center, a base hit. That's going to score Dansby. Contreras will stop at second. Another 2-strike, 2-out hit from Guillermo Heredia, and the Braves extend the lead. It is 5-3. 4 of Atlanta's 5 RBIs have come with 2 strikes.
I don't know what it is, Chip. They love getting two outs, 2 strikes on them, and they find a way to score runs. One of the best in the league. Here he gets a sinker at 95 and just pulls the hands in beautifully. It just kind of splits the shift. Big insurance run.
You said that very well, by the way, as Adrianza will be the Atlanta hitter. First and second, 2 outs. Braves extend the lead. It's 5-3. So Adrianza, another clutch hitter in a pinch. .412 average with Risp. And now a little more life in the ballpark, a little more distance between the Braves and the Nationals. It's a 5-3 game. In the 7th, Washington will see a new Atlanta pitcher, and they'll have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Luke Jackson with an inning, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout.
Well, this is the advantage of having a guy like Ronald behind you batting leadoff compared to some other leadoff hitters. Now you're in a 2-0 count, Chip. He knows he cannot afford to walk Adrianza with Ronald on deck. So for him, to me, he's got to make that strike zone small, look for something hard out over the plate, and get ready to swing it.
Popped up. That one is headed toward the stands, but I was going to say, Gomes faked me out. Into the second.
He got the pitch. He was ready for it, just got under it. Same thing, though. Still great hitters count, 2-1. He doesn't want to fall behind 3-1.
Adrianza appeared in his 500th big league game on Tuesday. 9 for 18 as a pinch hitter. 4 extra base hits among those 9 safeties overall. Still ahead in the count. A lot of room to play with left side. Pitch. Strike called. Sinker. 2-2. He just wanted to get to 2 strikes. And he's there. 2-2 the count. And a tapper just trickled foul. Split finger pitch that time. 2-2. .20 pitches for Kyle Finnegan. 15 strikes. But the Braves have struck for a run on 3 hits. Contreras an opposite field single. Heredia a 2-strike run scoring single after Dansby reached on an infield hit. Put it in play, something good can happen. It has here in the Braves 6th. We lead it now 5-3. And the pitch. The duel continues.
Well, as a hitter, the longer you go, like you said, the more chances you give that pitcher to make a mistake.
Finnegan sets, and here it is. Good eye. 3-2. Now we're a pitch away from having Acuna up in what could be a big inning. Big league at bat by Adrianza. Dave Martinez, Jim Hickey looking on. Finnegan had a man aboard, 2 outs, but back-to-back hits, and now a full count has him in the soup. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. Pop fly foul and out of play.
Another fastball. Got to be ready for that fastball. I don't know if he's got it to throw that splitter or not.
Long at bat for Adrianza. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runners will be off with the pitch. Contreras and Heredia. And there they go. It's a ground ball foul. The duel continues. Big time drama on Memorial Day in Atlanta. 10th pitch of the at bat coming up.
Well, and even this ball doesn't get to the wall. If he's able to split the gap a little bit, Heredia, who's taken off on the pitch, that's a chance to score all the way from first on a single, possibly.
Listen to this crowd in Atlanta. The pitch. He walked him, and Acuna's coming up with the bases loaded. All this with 2 outs. And now Ronald's coming up. He's already got a homer tonight. And everybody wants to see Ronald Acuna Jr. make some memories on Memorial Day. His 16th homer gives him the National League lead and ties him for the Major League lead. And the Braves looking for an all-time May record in grand slams, and who better than Ronald Acuna Jr. for that?
I'll even take a base hit. Could be a backbreaker.
Broken bat pop right side. Bell gives chase near the Braves dugout and into the netting. It's a broken bat strike. 0-1. Let's see how much head-to-head action Finnegan and Acuna have had. 1 at bat, and Ronald's 0 for 1. Contreras, Heredia, and Adrianza are the batters. Finnegan's gotten ahead 0-1. Outfield playing deep as you'd expect. The pitch. Line drive. It's slicing foul. And out of play. So, Jeff, sinker, slider, splitter. What's Finnegan going to feature now?
Well, you see, it's 2 pitches in a row. He's thrown that sinker in. And look, it's probably the pitch you want to throw to try to get Ronald out. Tough thing about it is if you go away here, if you don't get it to your spot, he's going to make you pay, and we don't see him chase too much now, low and away.
And his home run went the other way with the breeze blowing toward the chop house. So let's see what Acuna can do with 2 strikes. That's a sign of how this young man's growing up in the batter's box. 2 years ago, he would have been chomping at the bit to hit that ball out of the park.
And he might have. Finnegan was trying to go way up. Left that thing at the top of the zone.
There are your Braves base runners. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pop back toward us. Ronald's grand slam against the Pirates on May 21st was another 2-strike hit. 4 of the 5 Braves runs have come as a result of 2-strike contact today.
And you see right now, that's 4 pitches at 95. He's staying with that hard. I don't think he wants to make a mistake, whether he bounces a splitter or hangs one. He's going to trust his best pitch, which is his fastball.
So here we go, a ball and 2 strikes. Check swing, didn't mean to. And fouled that off his body to stay alive. A sinker, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was an emergency swing by Ronald. He hit his leg here. That's one though where you're a little bit embarrassed, so you're not going to act like it hurts. We used to always say he's just setting him up to throw that pitch again.
Well, you know, Ronald doesn't like the ball inside. But if you go there, you'd better get it there or you will pay a heavy price. Castro guards the line at third in case they try that sinker in again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, they go in, and that almost clipped him. 2-2. He's not trying to hit him with the bases loaded, but he might be trying to set up the outside corner now.
Just think for him, that sinker chip is what he wants to keep coming in. He's seen Ronald chase it now. If you do go to that other pitch, you better bounce it.
32nd pitch of the inning. And he missed low. So now it gets fun. Everybody gets a head start. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and everybody up.
That's been all sinkers. Got to imagine here, bases loaded, he's going to try to run it in on him.
The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He made a huge pitch and got the call on the corner. Braves get 1, leave them loaded after 6. 5-3 Atlanta. This Memorial Day, join USAA in honoring our nation's fallen heroes.
A.J. Minter taking over for Luke Jackson, who had a perfect 6th inning there, scoreless 6th inning, I should say. But guys, a quick update on Shane Green, who Brian Snitker was talking about earlier this afternoon. It'll be a nice addition to have him back in the pen. He was scheduled to throw yesterday and had some back tightness, so they pushed him back to throwing tomorrow. But Snit did not seem too concerned. He said, you know, this is a lot like spring training for Shane Green right now, just trying to get the body ready, but the arm is fine. So we'll just have to keep an eye on Shane Green down there in Gwinnett, who is supposed to throw tomorrow now.
Thank you, Kelly. That's always good news. I think we're all looking forward to getting Shane Green back. And look, all help is approved and I should say appreciated in the Atlanta bullpen.
Yeah, and I think Kelly said what Snit had mentioned is that, look, in spring training, same kind of thing. You might come in one day and a sore little back, and then you're fine 36 hours later. So hopefully he hits that mound tomorrow for the Stripers.
So Minter is in with Harrison, Soto, and Bell. Harrison a right-hand hitter, Soto the lefty, Bell the switch hitter. And Minter delivers a strike. AJ's retired 16 of 21 first batters.
That could have been a makeup call right there.
Yeah.
I pitched to Acuna was off the plate.
We thought it was off the plate.
Yeah. And it's amazing to me the fact that he was able to, I mean, just lay off it to begin with, because he saw, what, 7 or 8 sliders or sinkers in a row. And to take that pitch, I just think it shows you how, as we've said, how much he's matured at the plate.
Well, that's a huge play in the game. If that's ball 4, it's a 6-3 game. Freeman's up. Finnegan might be out. We'll see how it works out as Minter's ahead 0-2. And on the ground to Riley. Friendly hop. Takes a look. Throws a strike. And there's the leadoff man retired in the 7th inning. Here's Soto. Interesting stat from Dr. Noel Galima. The Nationals this year are 0-25. 0-25 when they trail after 6 innings. So if you believe those odds are going to hold, you like your chances with a 2-run lead and 8 more outs to get.
Well, and you imagine Chris Martin in the 8th and Will Smith in the 9th. That's one thing, obviously, too, with those games getting rained out. Not only were you able to line your starters up, but gave your bullpen a break.
Soto has singled once, walked twice, and he's scored a run. And that pitch was closer to the plate for ball 1 than strike 3 to Acuna. And Tom Hallion had a good look at that.
Tom Hallion's an old school umpire, though.
Yeah.
Could be one of those things, you know, where if you're not going to hit your glove, not giving you the call.
And sweeper had a swing and miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think Tom's had a good game behind the plate. I love the fact that he umpires the game with personality. You know it's him.
100%.
Even count for Soto. Lefty-lefty matchup. Guess it sounded like a ball. 2-1 the count. That's a strike, folks.
Well, one of them can be. One of them's got to be. Whether you're giving the inside corner or the outside corner.
Look, I know the kid's got a great reputation, but come on now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Soto is hitting .200 this year against left-handed pitching. That seems a little low.
A little bit like Freddie, and the fact that he's, you know, that's usually something they've always been able to kind of put up good numbers against.
Two and two for the Nationals right fielder. Shift on for him. The pitch. He tied him up. Soto swings and misses. Asks if that was a strike, and the answer is yes. And that sums up how things have gone for Soto of late. Frustration as he spikes the bat and makes his way to the Nationals dugout. He missed his spot by 3 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows it. If you don't swing at that, he's in a 3-2 count. You don't see Soto chase too much like that.
To third. Riley's got it. Throw to first in time. A 1-2-3. 7th inning for A.J. Minter. Braves enjoy a 5-3 lead in the start of this very important homestand. 4 with the Nationals, 3 with the Dodgers. And once again, Timothy Miller will make his way to the center of the diamond. What a wonderful rendition of our national anthem before the game. And Timothy on for his customary duties with God Bless America before this big crowd on Memorial Day in Atlanta. We thank you for joining us and hope you'll pause and remember as we honor our great country on this beautiful afternoon.
God bless America, land that I love. stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
He's the best in the business, Timothy Miller, as we send you to the stretch presented by Synovus. Tom Wormy, Nick Green, and Brian Jordan are standing by. Fellas, take it away.
The Stretch is presented by Synovus. Synovus, where small taps equal big wins.
We welcome you into The Stretch presented by Synovus. Tom, Nick, and Brian. And how about Ronald Acuna Jr.? Loves to see Washington pitching, right? 4 home runs this season against the Nats.
He's been so good against the NL East in general, so being good against the Nationals does not surprise me at all. Came into this game hitting .330 against the NL East and just absolutely dominating the Washington Nationals. And he today, I think that 0-2 check swing in the first inning really got him going because he has been struggling. BJ, you want to do your best work within your division. He's done that.
Why don't you do it more often? Just that check swing because it's wide open over there. We saw the home run. He's hitting .370 against the Nats this year. This guy is on fire. He loves the Nats, and hopefully he'll get it done the rest of the day.
2-run home run in the second inning, part of the reason that the Braves have the lead over the Nationals. And that'll do it for The Stretch. And now it's time for a word from our friends at Synovus.
Big wins can come from small taps. Online or on the go, success is at your fingertips. Synovus, the bank of here.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Great job with the stretch. Braves lead it by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Braves will send Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, and Austin Riley to the mound against left-hander Sam Clay, who's the second reliever. Sent to the hill by Dave Martinez. Clay 27 out of Knoxville. 7 years in the Twins minor league system. Major league deal with the Nationals last November. Scoreless relief in 14 of his first 18 big league games. That will work.
Yeah, you think? And his job's to try to keep his team in this game by 2, because with Chris Martin and Will Smith coming up, they can't afford to get behind much more than that.
And with that in mind, Davey Martinez brings on his extreme ground ball guy. This guy's a heavy sinker guy, wears out the grass when he's right, gets a ton of ground ball outs. So we'll see how it works out with Freddie Freeman up there. Freddie's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. And in and out of the glove of Yan Gomes quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. There's a ground ball out toward the right side of the diamond, and the peg was made by Castro, who is in the shift. And Freddie Freeman's retired for out number 1. June features the Braves win 2-part bobblehead set giveaways. Part 1 is Ronald Acuna Jr. on June 2nd, brought to you by Xfinity. Part 2 is the Ozzie Albies bobblehead, June 16th, brought to you by Comcast Business. Get your tickets for both games and complete the set at Braves.com/promos. Here's Ozzie Albies. Braves lead it by 2. Keep you up to date on all the other scores around the major leagues. Boy, a big rout in Cincinnati today. The Reds beat the Pirates by 10 runs. So is Cincinnati 11, Pittsburgh 1.
No, Philly.
Philly, excuse me, Philly. Yeah, Philly. Now those Pennsylvania teams, they're all struggling.
Yeah, somewhere in the same area.
Yeah, exactly. Philly's had all kinds of problems scoring runs of late. Philadelphia has scored 3 or fewer runs now in 10 of their last 12 games. Things have not gone well for the fighting Philadelphians. Mets are in Arizona tonight. DeGrom and Merrill Kelly.
You know, the people are most mad about the rain out Arizona.
Well, if they're playing their hitters for sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. Their players got to be thinking, what did we do to deserve this?
Well, when you've lost 13 out of 14 games,
that's my point. I need all the help I can get.
That's what happens. Yeah. 2-2 pitch is on the ground again. This one's surrounded by Harrison. Makes a perfect throw. 2 outs.
You said it. You can see why he's in. Ground ball guy. Getting one of the better lefties in baseball, and Freddie, and then one of the best right-handed hitters against lefty pitching. Ozzie, both to ground out.
Austin Riley 0 for 3 in this game. Interesting stat before the game. Austin Riley, one of 3 players in the major leagues to play in every game and have a batting average over 300 this year. 2 of them are in this game. Riley, Trey Turner, and Vlad Jr. for Toronto. Those are the 3. Tells you, number 1, how hard it is to hit 300 in the major leagues.
Yeah.
And number 2, how offense all around the sport has been drastically suppressed for myriad reasons. But not so for Riley, who's rolling merrily along at a 307 clip and a 939 OPS. One ball, one strike. In. And Riley takes that ball 2. Cubs won today, beat San Diego 7-2. Giants beat the Angels 6-1. Another game out west. Cardinals are in LA. Great matchup for that game. Jack Flaherty 8-1 versus Trevor Bauer. Dodgers have lost their last 3 games in a row. Pitch. Driven toward right. That's curling toward the corner, but Soto got an excellent jump. And he makes the play to retire the side. Zipping right along to the 8th we go. 5-3 Braves in front.
5-3 Braves lead, and I have moved to some of the best seats in the house, guys. These are my new friends behind me. Delta Sky 360 Club is Truist Park's all-inclusive luxury club, and you get to experience these nice leather seats with panoramic views of the ballpark, and you are just steps away from the climate-controlled club where there are beverages and there's food and the TVs are in there, and check out some of the other goodies you guys can get. This is what I'm talking about. The Delta Club memberships. If you're interested in this, and gentlemen, I know you are, Braves.com/premium. That's how you can get in on this. And I think I might just watch the rest of the game from here, guys.
I can't blame you, Kelly. I was really interested in what was in the front of that tray. Maybe they could send that up to us.
The Terrapin Las Bravos.
But I think a Frenchie's Blues would look even better.
I knew that was coming.
And I was, you know, Kelly, are they going to, when we get off TV here with you, are they going to kick you out of that seat, or are they actually going to let you have a half inning?
I mean, I showered today and everything. I feel like people should be okay letting me sit next to them, right?
Well, yeah.
Why would I guess I need to get a membership. Braves.com.
That's what I meant
premium.
more than the other part. But.
Sure, I knew what you meant.
To the too much information part of our broadcast. Great report, Kelly. That is a great seat. You are closer to home plate than the pitcher.
That's fantastic.
In those Delta Club seats. As we'll get a bird's eye view of Chris Martin. He's on in the 8th inning. Schwarber, Castro, and Gomes coming up. First pitch swing, fly ball headed toward right. Full Ronald for a moment, but one pitch and 1 man out. Chris has been very good. limited duty because of a month-long stint on the injured list with some shoulder issues. But a key part of this Braves bullpen, a bullpen that should be strengthened in the weeks ahead once you get Shane Green back. And nothing wrong with the way the relief corps has pitched today. Jackson a scoreless inning, Minter a 1-2-3 seventh, and Martin off to a good start here in the 8th. Here's Castro 0 for 2 with a walk. Washington Nationals hitters are 1 for 20 against Chris Martin all time. No balls and a strike, and a wicked slider in for an 0-2 count. Braves hang on and win this game. They'll creep again to within a game of 500. They'll snap their losing streak. They'll get back to 500 at home, back to 500 in the division.
We're going over this homestand. We're going to get over 500.
Well, it's an important stretch of games for Atlanta. Swing and a miss. Wicked. Starlin Castro is retired. 2 up and 2 down. Before we expand on that, let's enjoy a quick message from Truist.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Schedule for the Braves in June, not easy. Washington, Dodgers, Phillies, Marlins, Red Sox, Cardinals, Mets. With Cincinnati on the road, which has historically been a tough place for the Braves to play. So to your point, Jeff, yeah, get over 500 on this homestand and build on it. It's been a team-wide glass ceiling for them 4 times.
It's just been very inconsistent, but I've said you'd like to see the start and pitch and get on a roll. They've been doing it now for about 3 weeks.
A strike to Gomes with 2 outs.
I know we didn't call the game the other night, but Ian Anderson, look, he's going to have that type of start every once in a while. He's been so good, and at a young age, you can't expect him. Even Snit said it after the game. You know, he's going to run into little bumps like this.
That's how he learns.
Yeah, so look, he's going to throw Thursday afternoon here, and I'd look for him to bounce back.
1 ball, 1 strike. On the breaking ball, and Gomes mad he missed it. Fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's why every time Chris Martin pitches, you look up and you see tonight 1-2 count, 2 outs, and he's thrown 7 pitches. He commands a strike zone as good as any reliever that I see come in, year out.
A ball and 2 strikes. Now to play. Look, everyone's natural inclination is to say, well, let's pitch this guy every time the team has a lead. Can't happen. Brian Snitker said, look, these guys are all healthy, but if we pitch him down a run, down 2 runs, and pitch him every other day, they're going to break.
Well, and that's been I think the exciting thing to me. Luke Jackson has stepped up. He deserves these innings. Got out of a big jam today.
Yep. Matzek's been really good. Minter was excellent today with a 1-2-3. This one into the shift up the middle, right to Ozzie. And to Snit's big point, everybody's got to pull on the rope at the same time. And the bullpen today has done exactly that with 3 scoreless innings.
At Cincinnati, the Reds are up 4-1. Kyle Farmer, the 2-run crank down the left field line, his 4th home run of the season. Cincinnati wins 11-1. The Phillies have lost 3 in a row. Braves will have a 3-game series in Philadelphia starting after this homestand June 8th. That's your Xfinity Game Break.
Thanks, Tommy. As you get a live look in on our Xfinity Cam, Braves looking for even more insurance as they have a 5-3 lead. Tanner Rainey is on to pitch for Washington. We've seen Rainey quite a bit.
You see those numbers? It just blows my mind with that arm. High 90s with one of the better sliders, but as you've seen, averaging a walk an inning. And also the guy that gave up the home run to Huascar Ynoa, dead center.
Well, he brings in a 32.4 ERA against the Braves this year. That's not good.
No.
But there's nowhere to go but down as far as that's concerned for Rainey, who will face Swanson, Almonte, and Contreras here. For his career, Rainey's given up 14 earned runs in 13 innings. For some reason, the Braves like this guy's stuff. A 9.69 ERA for his career against the Atlanta offense. Pride of Folsom, Louisiana, second-round pick of the Reds out of the University of West Alabama. Fastball slider combo for Mr. Rainey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves 5 runs, 6 hits.
Well, the first time the Braves were up in Washington, I think he gave up the 2-run homer to Pablo Sandoval in that game when the Braves won 2-0
right
late in the game.
Braves need 3 defensive outs to go to 6-1 against Washington and hand them their 5th straight defeat. Runs have been tough to come by for the Nationals. Counting today's play, 12 runs in their last 7 games.
Which I don't care how good your pitching staff. If you got Scherzer, Corbin, Strasburg, you're not going to win many games with that.
Davey Martinez closing in on Nationals history too. The pitch is a little low. He's 2 wins away from tying Davey Johnson, foremost among Washington managers since 2005. Of course, Davey Martinez, a World Series. Swing and a miss. 97 miles an hour. Retires Swanson. 1 man down. Almonte the hitter. First, a quick message from Truist.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Here's another stat that's caught my eye prepping for today's game as Almonte digs in. He's walked in 3 trips to the plate. Since winning the World Series, the Washington Nationals are 47-62. Dating back to the start of last year's COVID-shortened season. So I guess the question is, where are they? Are the Nationals?
Well,
look, they started 19-31, won the whole thing a couple years ago. This is not the same team.
No, and look, that team won the World Series on pitching.
They did.
I mean, they rode Strasburg, Corbin, Scherzer, Daniel Hudson, and Sean Doolittle. Those 5 guys about, I mean, all the way.
Pitched their starters bullpen games in the World Series.
So, you know, that team won by getting hot on the mound, and they had some timely hits here and there.
But my point is, you have no Rendon. Scherzer is still great, but he's, what, 37 years old?
Yeah. Well, I think that's why you saw them to get Bell Schwarber. They're trying to get younger. Trying to get a little more athletic.
Yep.
And sometimes that could take a couple years.
Three balls and a strike.
There. Hal Galemas remind me, no Baby Shark. Parr's been gone.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe they need to sign him back just to see.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Almonte making his Braves debut today, and he walks again. Bookend bases on balls for Abraham Almonte. 1 on, 1 out in our 8th inning as we check out our T-Mobile coverage cam. Big crowd today, 37,668. And we salute the servicemen and women who spent part of their Memorial Day with us. Great flyover, as Jeff pointed out earlier today. Those were F-16s, I think they said.
Yeah, it's been a great day, great crowd. Now all we need is either a few runs and then 3 outs.
William Contreras has had a good day. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. And he cracks this one a mile high into right, and he's mad. He thought he had a pitch to hit, and he just missed it. 2 outs. So looking ahead to the 9th inning, 8-9-1 for the Nationals coming up. And you don't want to go too much farther than that because Soto will be lurking. Will Smith, we presume, is getting loose. And Heredia, the batter, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Big hit for Heredia on a 1-2 pitch. That's been the story of the Braves offense today. A bevy of 2-strike RBIs, 4 of their 5.
And that might have been the biggest hit the Braves had today. A lot of things. The momentum shifted back in the Nats. And he scooted that one up for an insurance run.
If Heredia can reach, Pablo Sandoval will have a chance to hit. He's in the on-deck circle. With this big crowd today, the Braves have gone over 600,000 in attendance. Well, that's great. 0-1 pitch is in the dirt.
And that's why it amazes me to see his ERA so high against even the Braves. That you see those sliders when you throw 97, 98 and have that good of a slider, you think you'd get guys off balance, but hadn't been able to do that against this Atlanta offense.
Danger, danger, another 2-strike count. Well, you know, relief pitcher comes in, has a rough start to the season, and look, we're a third of the way through roughly. It takes a while to whittle that ERA down. It's at 9 at the moment for Rainey, and he's much better than that.
Well, and I think, look, you can look against, you know, have some unlucky breaks here and there. I just look, you know, the OPS versus lefties, they're hitting over 1,000 against them, and OPS righties hitting over 800, which with that slider fastball combo, to me, usually doesn't add up.
And whatever it adds up to, it equals 9.
Yeah, right.
Which is not a good number for a pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good take. Another slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Short lead by Almonte, and the pitch is cut on and missed. And that will retire the side. To the 9th we go. The Braves with a 2-run lead.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Xfinity XFi. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Synovus, the bank of here. And by USAA. This Memorial Day, join USAA in honoring our nation's fallen heroes.
Braves 5-3, but before we see Will Smith close it, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark Moral. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
So Will Smith will try to close it out. Braves have won 72 consecutive games when they lead after 8 innings. And Will Smith will have Robles, Zimmerman, and Turner coming up in the final inning. Robles just back for the Nationals. And that bounces up there. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's one thing we talk about, though, with this Nats team. Hit left-handed pitching pretty good. They're able to match like this with Robles and then bring Zimmerman off the bench, and you turn it over to Turner and Harrison.
8 saves for Will Smith. 15 out of 21 in first batter retired in a 2-run game. That's important. And he's 8 for 8 in save opportunities.
When you see Soto lurking 5th.
Yeah.
He's had some success off Will. The home run last year, walk-off hit.
Good fastball. He does have a good one. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Robles. Fleet-footed Nationals outfielder, pinch hitting, .246 average, and pop back and out of play. While we have a minute, want to congratulate Chip Moore, the Braves executive vice president of minor league affiliates and strategic planning. His daughter Jordan got married yesterday. Jordan and her new husband Robbie Kurbis celebrating wedded bliss. So Chip, congrats to you and your family. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And just a little low, I guess. Smith thought that was strike 3.
Wow.
That's a strike. Wasn't received well, but it was a strike. No harm, no foul if Acuna can catch up to this one. He can. 1 out. Speed never slumps. Acuna got underneath. And there's the first out. Here's Zimmerman.
Yeah, I saw Tom Hallion run out a little bit to deliver the ball to Will Smith, Chip. I guarantee you a veteran guy like he probably told Will, I missed that one.
That's all you want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. See the year Zimmerman. Nice bounce back year for him. Last year he opted out with COVID after winning the World Series in 19.
This guy's a proud player. And look, we have a great rivalry with the Nationals. If you're a Braves fan, you love nothing better than beating Washington. And as much as you may not like the Nats, it's hard not to like this guy. One of the classiest players ever to wear a major league uniform, Ryan Zimmerman, was on a great roll. 8 hits in his last 7 games with 5 RBIs and a homer. Not the same player he was when he broke in as a third baseman. All kinds of leg and foot problems shifted him across the diamond. As you said, Jeff, took last year off and has come back with a vengeance this year and having a great year. Hit a ton of homers this spring and hasn't stopped. Right there, a strike. Smith's got a good fastball today. 1-2 the count. Over 1,000 RBIs, over 1,800 hits, and a lifetime .279 average for Ryan Zimmerman. Great career. But he's down to his last strike. Good try, but it was off the plate. 2-2.
Will might have been saying, though, I'd like a makeup on that one.
One thing that's helped the Braves this month, Jeff, they're not hurting themselves out of the bullpen. As Zimmerman swung at a ball in the dirt. Smith got him with a slider. 2 outs.
He said it. 1 strike, 1 out away. But in April, the Atlanta pen 51 walks. So far in May, with 1 out left to get, 36.
Perfect 2-strike pitch. Didn't have to be a strike to get one. Zimmerman couldn't lay off. And now it's Trey Turner, who's had a forgettable day at the plate. He's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. His only career 5 strikeout game. Almost 3 years ago to the day,
yeah,
June 2nd.
When you were talking about that, I was going to say, get 1 more and welcome to the club.
Oh, yeah.
But he's already in the club.
Which club is that, I wonder? First pitch. He's not going to strike out. He's going to fly out. And the Braves are going to beat the Nationals in Game 1. 5-3 your final. It is a happy Memorial Day in Atlanta. The Braves are within a game of 500. Jeff, they're 6-1 against the Nationals. And it was Charlie Morton, the Braves bullpen, and Ronald Acuna Jr. that got the heavy lifting done in the opener.
Yeah, Charlie Morton battled, didn't have his best stuff, but able to escape the 5th inning. And then that bullpen, Luke Jackson, A.J. Minter, Chris Martin, and Will Smith came on and were absolutely dominant. And it's a great way to start a 7-game homestand. Been retired the last 12 in a row.
That makes a winner of Charlie Morton. Will Smith picks up the save. Joe Ross takes the loss. He falls to 2-5 on the year. And Jeff, the Braves now 6-1 against Washington, trying to make it 7-1 with a great matchup tomorrow night. Our next broadcast comes your way here in Atlanta. Steven Strasburg, who's had an injury-plagued season, will face Max Fried. Our coverage starts at 6:30 on Bally Sports South.
Yeah, great chance to get 2 in a row. You got your other ace, Max Fried, going tomorrow. Strasburg, as you said, coming back, but at the same time, Chip, he's only had 1 start back. It's be interesting to see what he does.
That is your Coors Light player comparison. Shoulder problems for Steven Strasburg. Max Fried's ERA has been tumbling because he's been the Max Fried of old. So another opportunity for the Braves in Game 2 tomorrow to get back to 500 and then hopefully climb over it against the last place Washington Nationals. Final score again today, 5-3. 5 runs, 6 hits for Atlanta, 3 runs, 7 hits for Washington. The Braves committed the game's only 2 errors. But Ronald Acuna Jr., 2 runs, the big story, and he's standing by with Kelly Kroll. Kelly?
Thanks a lot, Chip. Well, Ronald, that's your 2nd career home run off of Joe Ross. I know you've had some success against him in the times that you've seen him. What is your approach and game plan when you're facing him, especially today in that 2nd inning?
Bueno, Ronald, es el segundo jonrón que ha tenido cuando está enfrentando a Joe Ross. Cuéntanos tu mentalidad cuando lo estás enfrentando.
When I go to the play, I don't think about nothing. Just see the ball and hit the ball. That's it.
Well, that's your 16th home run now of the season, and you're pacing that group. Now tied once again for the lead. How much are you enjoying coming to the park every day and being able to be at the top of that list?
Bueno, que es el jonrón número 16 de la temporada y que está de los más de la Liga Nacional. Cuéntanos lo mucho que estás disfrutando llegando al parque y pues bateando.
When I come to the play, enjoy every day, enjoy every game. My dad told me someday play hard no matter what happens. That's what I play now.
It's a good thing to live by, certainly. Ronald, you know, this is an important stretch, it feels like. Opening up with a win here against the Nats. You've got 4 against them and then 3 against the Dodgers. What's the key to getting off here in a good start to June?
Bueno, que es una semana importante con los juegos aquí con los nacionales y la serie que tenemos este fin de semana. Cuéntanos la importancia de tener pues 2 series aquí y jugarlas bien.
Win, that's in my mind. Win every game count.
It certainly does. Ronald, thank you so much. We appreciate your time as always.
You're welcome.
Guys.
Ronald Acuna, love the fact that he's speaking English too. Great job, kid. Great job today for the Braves, who beat the Nationals 5-3 on Memorial Day. To our men and women in the military, we salute you. We'll never forget you. And we won't forget this day in 2021. Charlie Morton beats the Nationals, and hopefully we'll have a repeat performance tomorrow night beginning at 6:30 on Bally Sports South. For Kelly Kroll, for Jeff Francoeur, for our crew, Chip Carey, thank you for joining us. Tom Wormy and the gang are standing by with Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That's coming your way now.